Great day, kings and queens. Yeah. Welcome to another conversation with Drew, where this is truly an amazing pleasure to be able to share this gift with you guys. Truly humbling and honoring to be able to share the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that I've gained through my experiences and through studying, to be able to start to become the best version of myself as I grow. I thank God that I have the opportunity to help you guys discover the best version of yourself. Today, man, is a Thankful Thursday, man. I am very grateful, for all those who continue to support. I'm very grateful for this platform to be able to share these things with you. And today, man, I'm going to talk about this process of you. We look at life and we see all the different things that we experience in life, and what we don't recognize, which causes life to be even more challenging, is the understanding that this is a process. This process that we are experiencing is not always the most comfortable process. It's not always the first choice. The things that we want to go through, we choose to run away from, but this process is allowing us, to become the best version of us. And and I'm truly humbled and honored, for the process that I've been able to go through to get to the place that I am today. You guys are so amazing because, you have the opportunity, just like I have, to hear, truth, to hear different experiences, to get the experiential development of other people's lives, so that you may take that and add it to your life and become better. Sometimes what I realize is that, we don't have to necessarily go through something. We can take from somebody else's life who have went through the thing that it is that may be challenging us, or that we may be about to experience, and then it may help us, to be able to avoid some of the pitfalls. And so, the process, again, man, I love talking about the process because a lot of people give you the beginning, where they were in the beginning, or they either give you the end, the glory days, but the reason why I enjoy the process is because it's like that meaty part. It's like that middle, the in between, the part that people don't want to have to deal with. But the reality of it is it is what makes you, and it's like you ever driven by a construction site, and you drive by this construction site maybe 2 or 3 times, and all you see is a big pile of dirt and mud, and rocks, and you just you pass it a few times and you look and you like, man, what the heck are they over there doing? It look like there's no progress happening because it's the same rocks, it's the same dirt. Great morning, Queen. It's the same mud, and so we looking like, man, ain't nothing going on. But the reality of it is that this is what's so beautiful when you understand the process. And this is what you have to grasp, people, because once you are able to grasp this understanding, you are able to look at your life and see that what it is that you're going through is amazing, right? It may be ugly at the moment, but it's absolutely amazing. See, when you've gone past that construction site and all you seen was mud, all you seen was dirt, all you seen was rocks, the reality of it is that they had to start with the foundation first. And so they had to bust down into the dirt. They had to bust down into the mud. They had to bust down into the rock to be able to lay the foundation. And see, sometimes when you are building and constructing tall, when you are going high with your construction, you have to go even deeper with your foundation. See, the amazing thing about this, kings and queens, is that when you relate it to life, right, it always seems like it's taking long for this process to happen in your life. It seems like it's going overboard in the construction phase of your life, on how hard that the challenges are, or how long the challenges are taking. It seems like the light at the end of the tunnel, it seems like it's taking forever to get to. But what you have to understand in this process of laying the foundation has to be first. There's no way that you can build a 10-story building without a deep and strong foundation. And that's what I had to understand when I was going through life, when I was experiencing obesity. I was obese for 25 years. My life of being fit has not matched the years that I had to experience with obesity. But see, what that is telling me is that if I was obese for 25 years, that means that I'm going to at least be in shape for 26 years, or at least be in shape for 27 years. Why? Because I experienced being obese and the psychological depressing times and low self-esteem and low confident times that I had to endure, that I had to overcome. See, I know that if I was obese for that long, then that means that I'm going to experience being in shape, being healthy even longer. That is how things work, kings and queens. It's not a thing that what we think a lot of times is that we're being punished for the things that we didn't do right, for the bad decisions that we made. You know what I mean? That this is karma coming back on our lives. But the reality of it is that your life was already complete. It was already finished before you ever made one mistake. Before you ever committed any sins, your life was already complete. It was already finished. So the things that you are experiencing, the Creator already knew that you would do it. He already knew that you would fail. He already knew that you would stumble. He already knew that you would make a mistake. But the joy of it is that that's not what's happening. What's happening is the reality of that your foundation is being laid. I need y'all to hit that share button at the bottom. Keep hitting that share button so we can have a lot of people on getting this work. And so when you understand that the magnitude of your development, the magnitude of your growth, the magnitude of you becoming the greatest version of you, you have to have a strong foundation. And that's why when you pass by that construction site 2 or 3 times, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, and this doesn't seem like anything is progressing, they're building the foundation first. They have to break through the rock. They have to break through the dirt. They have to break through all of that down at the bottom to lay a strong foundation. And the higher that you build, the deeper that you have to go in the foundation. And so the deeper that you have to go in the dirt. And so that's what you have to understand, kings and queens, is that the things that we go through in life, it may seem hard, but this is the process of you becoming the greatest version of you. So me growing up without a father, me growing up in a single home with 3 boys, me growing up in the hood, me growing up around drug dealers and dope dealers, drug dealers, me having to experience obesity, being teased on, wanting to commit suicide, me ultimately end up facing time in prison. All of these different hardships, kings and queens, was the process. It had to build the foundation so that where I'm standing right now and where I'm going, it had to be a solid enough foundation to be able to handle the weight of the blessing of life. That is the part of the process. And that's what you have to understand, that your life is already complete. It's already finished. It's not, listen, God is not writing your life as you go. This is not an experiment. This is a finished product that is called a purpose. See, that's just like this iPhone that I'm on, or whatever phone that you're currently using right now, right? When the manufacturer was creating your phone, right? And they were putting all of the wiring together, all of the things that causes your phone to be able to receive phone calls, to be able to make phone calls, to be able to receive text messages, to be able to send out text messages, to be able to take pictures, to be able to record videos, to be able to charge, to be able to go through all of these different things, right? All of these different functions of your phone, right? That was the purpose of the manufacturer. So check this out, right? The manufacturer tested your phone in all the ways that can possibly go wrong and possibly go right, right? It tested your phone before it sent it to you. So that means that the manufacturer finished the product, finished its purpose before it sent it to you. So before you cut your phone on and it said, thank you for buying this phone, let's start, and going through the whole shebang, right? Your phone had already been tested. It had already been perfected before they sent it to you. I don't know, the people with them Samsung, the Note 7s that's blowing up on people, I don't think they tested your phone. They may not have tested your phone. You might want to send that back, before it blow up on your head. Yeah, but understand that they already tested their product. They already purposed their product. They already finished their product. And then they sent it out to you, so that you can have a finished product. And that's what you have to understand, kings and queens, is that if Apple or if Samsung has that idea didn't start with them. That idea started with the Creator, the Most High, that He already finished a purpose for His product before he completed it and then sent it out into the world. So that's what you got to get, is that your life is not coincidental. Your life is not happenstance. Your life is not illegitimate because your parents wasn't married. Your life is not illegal. That's what that means. Your life is not an accident or an experiment. Your life is on purpose. So the process that you have to go through in order for God's purpose to be able to function in your life, it may not be easy. It may not be simple. It may not go the way that you desire it to go, but you have to understand that it's finished. Period. Your life is finished. So that same construction site that you drove by 2 or 3 times, remember when you drove by it again 2 to 3 months later and that entire building was up and it was finished? You're like, wow. Wow, how did that building get up there so fast? It must have been a while since I've drove by that area. But the reality of it is that's how people look at me when they look at the in-shape Andrew Clayborn. They look at me like, wow. So when I tell them that I used to be obese for 25 years in my life, it's hard for them to believe it until I show them the pictures. And they like, wow, I would have never known that, because they didn't see the foundation being laid. They didn't see the process of having to dig deep and go into my gut, my intestinal fortitude, and dig deep when I didn't know how to dig deep, and excuse me, and push through when I didn't know what to do in order to become in shape. See, they didn't see that part. And see, people are not seeing that part in your life. They didn't see you go through the hardships. They didn't see you go through the crying nights. They didn't see you going through the pain. They didn't see you going through the heartbreak. They didn't see you go through the discouraging times. They didn't see you in the moments when you wanted to you wanted to give up. They didn't see those moments. All they seen was the finished product. So all they seen was the beautiful window pane. All they seen was the beautiful wall paneling. All they seen was the amazing roof that's sitting there. All they seen was all of the beautiful things that makes up the construction of you, but they never saw the foundation part, the process of the foundation being laid. That is what people are seeing. But remember, you've already done that before. You've gone through something before. A foundation had to be laid in your life before. Whether that was in your finances, whether that was in your relationship, whether that was in your parenting, whether that was in the building of your purpose or of your business, you've gone through something before. So you have to remember that it is just a process. The foundation has to be laid. But see, certain processes are different. That's just like you may have a 2-story building compared to a 10-story building, compared to a 30-story building. The reality of it is that the process for the 2-story building wasn't the same for the 30-story building. See, the 30-story building, it needed a deeper foundation. And so the foundation had to be dug even deeper. So as they was digging deeper, they was hitting bigger boulders than they had to for the 2-story foundation building. And that's what you have to understand, that the Creator, the Most High, He ain't building no 2-story buildings with you. He building those skyscrapers. That's what He want. He want to give you those skyscraper blessings. He want to give you that skyscraper life. He said that you are the light of the world. He said a city that's set on a hill cannot be hidden. Meaning that if we took your entire city and set it on top of a mountain, the whole world has to see it. Therefore, if you are expecting the greatness that I'm expecting, not only for myself, but for you, you have to understand that in order for you to reach that magnitude of greatness, then that foundation has to be deep. So that's why it feels and it seems ugly. It doesn't feel comfortable. I'm with you on that one. I'm telling you. It's not comfortable. That process is not comfortable. See, it's beautiful, to be able to put up a piece of drywall. It's beautiful to slap the side paneling on. It's beautiful, to be able to lay the foundation of the roof and then put the towel on top. Like, all of that's beautiful. See, that's the easy part. The hard part is digging down into that dirt. It's breaking up those boulders. It's breaking up that rock that's built up underneath that can't nobody see. That's the hard part. That's the challenging part. And that's what you have to understand, kings and queens, is that what you're going through, this process of you becoming great, that foundation is the most important component of your story. It's the most important component of the construction and the process of you. So understand that it's not going to be comfortable. It can't be comfortable. Because it was not meant to be comfortable. Because what it holds up is it holds up the entire building of your life. And if it holds up the construction of your life, the entire building of your life, it's going to be the hardest time. But see, again, like that phone that you're using, like when the manufacturer was creating and putting that phone together before the product was sent out to you, understand that it is finished. You did not get an incomplete product. You got a complete product. That's what you are. You are a complete product. The Most High knew what you would experience, so he prepared you for it. He knew what you had to endure, so he put it in you. He knew the circumstances that you would face, so he constructed you for it. He knew everything, all the negative people, all the naysayers. Check this out. Let me hit on this real fast, right? When he constructed you, right? When he created you and put you together, right? Nobody in their opinion was there when he was doing it, right? So it didn't matter if people say that you're too big. They wasn't there when he was constructing you, right? It doesn't matter if somebody say that you're too dark or you too light. Their opinion wasn't there when he was creating you, right? It doesn't matter if they say that your lips are too full or not full enough. Their opinion wasn't there when he was creating you, right? It doesn't matter if they say that your hair is nappy or your hair is too straight. Their opinion wasn't there when he was constructing you, right? It does not matter if they say that you are not worthy. Their opinion wasn't there when you were created. Therefore, their opinion doesn't matter and does not dictate or is not valuable. Is not worth anything to where you are going in life. So if their opinion wasn't there then, when you were being created, when you were being constructed, when you were being formed, when you were being molded, their opinion is not necessary now. So it doesn't matter what somebody is saying. It doesn't matter what they believe or don't believe about you and your greatness. Their opinion wasn't there and it wasn't necessary to make you. So their opinion is not necessary to where you're going in life. Stop listening to what people are saying about you. Stop listening to the naysayers, to all those who want to discourage you. Stop listening. The greatness that is in you was not predicated on what somebody said about you. It does not matter. People are Samsung Android users, right? I prefer the iPhone. So it doesn't matter if somebody say they don't like the iPhone works great for me. Therefore, it does not matter what people's opinions are about Drew Clayborn. What I'm saying is that the greatness that's inside of you was not predicated on somebody's opinion. So therefore, what you're going through in life, if somebody says, man, that's because you did this wrong, or that's because you didn't do this right, or that's because of this, that, and the third, man, listen, kings and queens, none of that matters. And that's what I found out about life, that none of that mattered. Nothing what anyone was saying, it did not matter. If it was not agreeing with what the word of the Most High said, it did not matter. And so every time your phone starts malfunctioning or experiencing problems when it needs repair, what do? You go to the manual. So that's the same thing that I do when I'm experiencing these hardships. When I realize that I'm going through a foundation building period, I go to the manual. And I remember and I'm reminded that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm reminded that before I was formed in my mother's womb, he knew me. I'm reminded that I was created in the same image and likeness of the Most High. I'm reminded of those things. And so when I listen and I hear the voice of the Most High through his word, it allows me to keep going. And I get my repair to keep going. And so when I'm repaired and I know that what I'm going through is only taking me up to the next level, the next story of the building that I was created to be great in, all I must do is continue to rely on the word or the manual that allows me to keep going. That's what helps. That's what sustains us. It says that we know that the world was formed by the word of God. And that the word, that it sustains it. His word upholds and sustains everything. So everything that you are going through, it has to be sustained by this word. But if you are not going back to the manual, if you're not going back to the word, you don't know what's going on. You are lost. You don't know how you can be repaired. You are lost. You're not going back to the manufacturer. You are lost. And so that's why it seems like it's so hard. That's why it seems like life seems to be so confusing, because you are not relying on the manufacturer and what his promises are to you. Go right now, if you still got your box that your phone came in, go look at the manual and look at the promises that it says. It says that this phone can make calls, this phone can receive calls. This phone can receive text messages. This phone can send out text messages. This phone has an 8-hour battery life. This phone functions best outside of water. This phone it gives you certain promises, right? Right? And then it says at the back of the book, or the back of the manual, that if your phone is not doing X, Y, and Z, if your phone is not receiving text messages, if your phone cannot make voice calls, if your phone's battery life is not living up to 8 hours, then what do? Send it back to us, and at our expense, we'll repair your phone. At our expense, we'll either send you a new phone at our expense. Why? Because the manufacturer's name is on the line. The manufacturer's legacy is on the line. That's why we're being generous and we're giving you a guarantee and a warranty, because we want you to have the best experience with our product. That's what you have to understand. The manufacturer said, my purpose shall stand. The manufacturer said that there's no God like me. There's no God beside me. I set the end from the beginning, meaning that I finished your life before I started. The manufacturer said that I created you in my same likeness and image, to be just like me, to function just like me. The manufacturer said that I gave you a purpose, that if you live according to my laws, that your days should be long. That's what the manufacturer put in his manual. That's what he put in his manual for you. That he said that you will experience trials and tribulations in this world. He said, but fear not, for I have overcome the world. The manufacturer said that greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. This is what the manufacturer said. So when you are experiencing these hardships, go to the manual. There are warranties and guarantees in the manual that allow you to know that the process that you are going through is for a greater purpose. It's not in vain. That's what I had to understand, that I had to be obese for 25 years of my life so that I can be an example of overcoming. That's what your life is about. It's about being an example of overcoming. So when the next man or woman meets you or come across your path, you can be a light to them. You can be a reflection to them. You can be a truth to them, that it is possible. That it is absolutely possible. It's just like when you have a great experience with your phone, right? When you have that great experience, what do? You tell everybody about that great experience. And so what does that do? That causes them to go out to want to have that same great experience. And so they find themselves at Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile to get that same experience. So when you overcome obesity, when you overcome addiction, when you overcome a heartbreak, when you overcome a divorce, you are an example to give people hope and faith so that they can do the same thing. But first, the foundation has to be laid. You have to look like that construction site that seems like it's nothing but dirt, that's nothing but boulders and rocks, that seem like it's nothing but mud. But the reality of it is that they're working on the foundation first. They had to lay the foundation first. The Most High is laying your foundation as you're going through this process, as you're struggling with that addiction to those drugs, or that addiction to pornography, or that addiction to alcohol, or that addiction to a man or woman that is not treating you right and have not been treating you right. The foundation is being laid to something that's so great that the world has to see one day. You are the city that will be set on a mountain so people can see the light that's in you. It's called the process. And the process of you is the best process that you can endure. It's the best process that you can go through. But like the manufacturer of your phone, how many times have you dropped that phone? It was constructed to be durable. And if a funky phone can be durable, how about the apex of the creation of this earth? You were created to endure all the hardships that you are going through. But one day, kings and queens, one day, your light gonna shine so bright that when people see you, they have to see the reflection of the Father. They have to see the reflection of the Most High. I'm telling you right now, man, there's not a divorce that can stop you. There's not a heartbreak that can stop you. There's not a drug that can stop you. There's not a bottle of liquor that can stop you. There's not an angry boss or supervisor that can stop you. There's not a bad child that can stop you, a rebellious child that can stop you. There's not a single thing on the earth that can stop you, because before you were sent into this earth, the product was tested to be able to sustain and endure every single thing that it will have to face in this earth, and you are it. But the foundation has been laid, kings and queens. So start enjoying the constructing process. Start enjoying this constructing process. The walls are about to start being laid. The beautiful window panes are starting to be put in place. The roof is starting to be put on. The amazing doors are starting to be put on its hinges. Start enjoying this process, because what people are about to see, they're about to see the most amazing thing that they've ever seen, and that's you. Enjoy the process. Stop rebelling against the process. Stop running away from the process. Stop fighting the process. It is necessary for the cultivation of the greatness that's inside of you. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is a Thankful Thursday. I pray that you find something to be grateful for today. But remember, it's not a look, it's a lifestyle, because we do this every day, not to impress people, but to leave an impression on the earth. If everybody could share this, I would greatly appreciate it. Remember that this is not about Andrew Clayborn. This is about the truth that comes through Andrew Clayborn. I want to thank everybody who's had the opportunity to donate to this movement, man. It has helped significantly. And if you have not had an opportunity and it's in your heart to donate, go ahead and hit me up in the inbox. And I'll give you the instructions on how to donate, man. I'm telling you guys right now that what's inside of each and every one of you is so valuable that we need it. That's why when we witness or experience somebody dying too soon, it's so heartbreaking. It destroys us, because we know that what was inside of them was not supposed to go yet. Some happened through bad choices or bad decision making. But so what I'm saying to you is that you don't be a victim to life. You don't be a victim to circumstances. You don't be a victim to hardships. You become that overcomer that people need to see, that very example, so that we can witness greatness on this earth, because what's inside of you, the world needs to see. It doesn't matter about your past. All that matters is that you fulfill your destiny in the time that you have allotted to you. I love you guys. God bless you. Peace.